Hello, hello, chat. Welcome to the stream. Um, Now I have to be honest with everybody. I almost clicked the end stream button instead of the turn my microphone on button. That wouldn't have been a good start. Would have been. Hope you had a good had a good Friday. This Good Friday. I have a couple of things. First, I did work on this a little bit. I think I did a couple of bios off stream. Nothing too crazy, but I'll go ahead and go over those when we get there. Second, if any of you were here during the stream starting screen, I went ahead and changed up the music I was using for that. It's a little bit more chill, I think, now. So hope y'all like that. That's actually supposedly a Game Boy Advance sound font. So yeah. Okay, so today what we are doing is we are going to be, hold on. I need to turn the music back on. I was going to say that too. The music I was using, this music right here, that's a little loud. It's a little louder than it was, wasn't it? This music here claims to be no copyright or anything like that. But I got like 7 copyright claims on my VOD, which is ultimately fine because I don't get advertisements on my videos anyway, I think. But yeah, could you believe it? Something on the internet isn't completely true? It's kind of crazy. Let me adjust. Oh, you guys should probably want to see the screen, huh? There you are. It's a good thing I double check and triple check everything. I've had it happen too many times that I'm just showing off a blank screen. Okay. Audio's on. Okay. So, for anybody who's new here, I have I've been developing a card game, a deck building card game, and a few weeks ago I finished developing the beta, I guess, of it. That I'm gonna be getting a copy of that in the mail soon. But now I've moved on to the world building of the game. And right now, I'm writing small little biographies for each of the featured characters. And I did a couple off stream, so I can give you an example. Last one we did was Brent Caranope, I think. Orville's not new. Pazance Swern. School, performing. Nationality, Austrian. Favorite memory, someone else's. Supposedly, Pazance became an expert hypnotist by hypnotizing herself every day for 3 years using a homemade pendulum. This pendulum was constructed partially from the remains of a broken mirror, which she believed would imbue the object with supernatural qualities. Her first known subject fell into a trance so deep that their leg had to be broken to snap them out of it. Pazance has since discarded the pendulum, but had it tattooed under her left eye as a substitute. It only takes focused eye contact for her suggestion to take hold. Penzance was flown into Mieus to assist in the questioning of a witness whom the MPD believed was key to solving a kidnapping case. Which is actually a real thing that I think some police departments try. Or at least I've heard of this before, is that they'll like try to bring in a hypnotist or someone similar to try and coax out information from a witness that they may have like forgotten or something. Which is pretty neat. I don't know if it's ever actually worked, but. And then Samuel Bristow. School, visual. Nationality, Israeli. Favorite shape, square. My greatest artistic inspiration is Marcus Yaklavovich Rothkowitz, although most know him as Mark Rothko. I learned of his work when I was a boy. He was accused of pretension, that all he was doing was painting rectangles and calling it art. But those accusers had it wrong. It was art. You just had to look a little deeper. Rothko showed me that art can emerge from the simplest of shapes, the most basic of patterns. I think of it this way. Greater complexity leaves less to the imagination, and it's in the imagination that greater personal concepts are able to manifest and confront us. That is what I strive for, to create doors to the imagination with simple, broad strokes. Samuel participated in the grand showcase with a piece that consisted of only a single stroke of red paint. That consisted only of? I think of only makes sense. That consisted of only a single stroke of red paint. So, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. Okay, so we have. I'm going till 9 o'clock today. So let's just see how many we can get done. We did 4 last time, so at the very least we'll try to match that. Good evening, Ocean Fun. Welcome to the stream. I hope you've had a good Friday. We were just about to begin writing some new bios. But I need to choose which one we want to do. We'll jump between schools like we were doing last time. Good Friday, right on. That's good. Get it though, because Good Friday, and it's Good Friday. They call me Clever Justin. They don't. I wouldn't want anybody to call me that, actually. Never mind. Clever Jack. Okay, so we'll start with let's start. I'm glad somebody thinks I'm funny. Fuego Zipper Saddle. We'll start with the literature school. So we got Fuego Zipper Saddle, who is his thing is that he writes satire. I don't know what kind of satire. His specialty is specifically brilliant satire. So I'm thinking maybe like, I don't know, like current events, political stuff. You know, that's a stage name. That's not his real name. Even amongst the sort of ridiculous names of these characters, this one's still too ridiculous to be real. So this is a stage name. Hegemony Hark, who specializes in the expose. Janet Dawson, who specializes in encyclopedias. Tom J.J. Thomas, who is a rather thinly veiled parody of George R.R. Martin. His specialty is kill off. Just to, drive that home a little bit more. And Trajita Triste, whose specialty is foreshadowing. He was originally a poet. I mean, he can still be a poet. You can have foreshadowing in poetry, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess. Poems usually aren't long enough to justify foreshadowing, but originally his thing was that he wrote haikus, but I changed that because the card changed mechanically, so I changed it flavor-wise as well, and it was attached to him. So who am I feeling right now? Who should we start on first? Fuego, Gemini, Jeanette, Tom. Let's do Fuego. All right, we'll do Fuego. We'll figure out what his deal is today. So Fuego zipper saddle. He is. Where should he be from? I mean, the name Fuego implies, a Spanish-speaking country. Portuguese. Let's make him Portuguese. Why not? Lusitanian. Okay. No. Don't do that. Don't sort the entire text. Okay. So, he specializes in satire. Now he uses a fake name, or rather not a fake name, but like a pen name. Because he doesn't want people to know who he is, really. He kind of prefers to stay anonymous, largely anonymous. Because the people he makes fun of probably don't like being made fun of. That kind of thing. The thing is, if we go with that angle, I don't know enough about Portuguese politics to go at it from that angle. I mean, I could just make something up, but at the same time, that might be worse. Satire. I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be Portuguese politics. Should we? I don't know if this is a bad idea. Should I just look up Portuguese politics on Google? Get the first thing that comes up. Portuguese politics. This seems ill-advised. Just saying it out loud. I mean, we could just go with something contemporary politics. Yeah, just like world politics, stuff like that. I mean, I could just say something really general, right? Like, he makes fun of the government. you know. Because surely every government on the planet has something you can make fun of, right? There's no way that there isn't something to make fun of. In the Portuguese government, there has to be something. Any Portuguese chatters in chat by any chance? Okay. That would be a no. I mean, I figured. I don't. That looks weird. I mean, I don't know how far. I don't know what kind of demographics I got. You know, it was worth a shot. I think, anyway. Fuego. What happened? Zipper. Saddle. We can make it up. Yeah, we could make things up if we want. I mean, Mieus already doesn't exist anyway. Like, this is a piece of fiction. So, Fuego Zipper Saddle. Not his real name. Fuego Zipper Saddle is not his real name. Actually, hold on. For those whom it is not self-evident is not his real name. Rather, it is a pen name that he adopted in order to for those whom does that make grammatical sense? For those whom it is not self-evident. I don't know, it seems really clunky. How about let's change it to something else. Something a little less confrontational as well. It may seem obvious. It may seem obvious, but Fuego Zipper Saddle is not his real name. Rather, it is a pen name that he adopted in order to remain anonymous. You know, I haven't thought of this until now. Surely it is. But is comedy, like, a thing in literature? That sounds a little stupid, doesn't it? But, like, is comedy like a literature genre? You know, because when you think of comedy, you think of movies, you think of stand-up, but you don't really think of, like, written word. I mean, not off the top of your head. Surely it exists, though, right? Like comedy writers. I can't name off the top of my head like a funny book. Like, does anybody in chat know like a book that's written to be funny? Have you ever laughed at a book? Weird. I've never thought of it. Like, surely it is. It's just I've never thought of it before. He is famous to some infamous for satirical fiction, or for his now. It would make more sense if he wrote short stories rather than full-length novels or anything like that, right? Or like full-length stories. Because if your whole thing is like political satire, then like you need to stay up to date, right? Because like current events change all the time. So it wouldn't make sense to spend like months on a piece of satire when by the time it's all written, it's no longer like relevant news anymore. Basically what he's doing is like, I guess basically what he's doing is like South Park, like what South Park does, you know, but instead of episodes of a cartoon, it's short stories, you know. Some infamous for his short stories. Which, for his short stories, which are a thin for his short stories, which feature for short stories which feature satirical parodies and what is the word for a story that like isn't supposed to be taken literally, but it like metaphorically represents something? What is it called? Like, you know, Animal Farm? Allegory. That's the word I was thinking of. Hold on. I forgot to plug in my laptop. There we go. It was at 18%. You know, I'm thinking maybe I should like let my laptop die a couple of times. You know. Because it's just like chronically plugged in all the time. Maybe I should unplug it every now and then. He's famous and to some infamous for short stories which feature satirical parodies and allegories of cool events. Those in his country of Portugal. It's famous and to some infamous for short stories which feature satirical parodies and allegories of current political events, especially those in his home country of Portugal. Okay, so why does he make fun of people? Why does he like making fun of things? I mean, we could leave it at that. I mean, the whole thing is that we don't really know who he is, you know? So I guess we wouldn't have information on his backstory. So, no need to overcomplicate things. It's not gonna be interesting. I mean, we could. I feel like it's like just a little. It's like a stub, you know. You can contribute to help expand it. He has hidden stories. I want because he has character art. So like, how does he show? How do we know what he looks like while he's anonymous? You know. Maybe he could be such like a eccentric personality, right? Like that he remains anonymous, but he shows up for like book signings anyway, like in latex masks and stuff. And nobody knows who he is. And he puts on like an intentionally really bad accent. Despite his desire to stay unknown. Anthologies. Occasionally made appearances signed copies of anthologies. Okay. Chat keeps freezing? Like Twitch chat or my chat box here? Hold on. Let me send a message. Test message. Oh. Just refreshed. I guess okay, that probably was not a very effective test since I'm typing directly into Chatterino, and you're typing into Twitch chat. So that probably was meaningless. But okay. So here's what we got for Fuego. It may seem obvious, but Fuego Zipper Saddle is not his real name. Rather, it is a pen name that he adopted in order to remain anonymous. He is famous, and to some infamous, for his short stories, which feature satirical parodies and allegories of current political events, especially those in his home country of Portugal. Despite his desire to stay unknown, he has occasionally made appearances to sign copies of his anthologies. While wearing outrageous masks and putting on equally absurd character voices. Seems solid to me. Thank you. Now, what is he doing in Mieus is the thing. He's an outspoken social advocate. Mieus? Oh, okay. So, if you're unaware, Ocean, the story of this game takes place in a fictional country called Mieus, which is a city-state in the middle of Italy. And the events of the story take place in Mieus during an event called the Mieus Grand Showcase, which is essentially a World's Fair, but for art. So it's this big week-long art festival that Mieus hosts. Top Gamer 71 needs to be verified. How do you know that? And how do I do that? I think what I did was I set it to where, like, you have to have a verified email, and if your account is less than a week old, you have to have a valid phone number. You're sitting next to him? Well, I'm not sure how I can verify him. I wonder if that's something I can do manually. Okay. We will check into it later. Okay. Yeah. I believe the setting I have is that you need to have a verified email. That's mostly just going to be for bots, so that like bots don't invade or anything. But anyway, that's what Mieus is, Ocean, in case you were confused. So what we need to do, right? Each of these ends with a little sentence describing how they got there or why they're there. So I'm thinking maybe in Fuego's case, he's outspoken about political stuff. So maybe he's there for a political protest of some kind. He could be there for another signing. Maybe he's joining a protest against the festival. You know, that'd be an interesting angle. Something like that. I kind of like the idea of him being a part of some sort of protest. Well, what was he protesting? The festival is not real. I mean, I like what you're going for, but I don't think that there's any question as to if it's real or not. Like, this is a big world event in the context of the story. Like, people from everywhere come to this thing. Now, I could see that maybe that he sees that, you know, the festival is like not a real like not real in a more metaphorical sense, in that it's not a true art exhibition because there's a contest element involved. Because at the end of the week, people who visited vote on who they liked the best, and then the artists get awards per discipline. So maybe he doesn't believe it's literally not real, but he could believe that it's figuratively not real. And like it's just a contest, you know. It's an art contest, which, you know, undermines the entire point kind of just like showing off art, you know. Pull it in a different direction. Well, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm shooting anybody down or anything, but is he protesting the art contest? That's kind of what I'm leaning on, cuz in one way or another, most of these are probably related to it, right? Cuz that's the big thing happening in town. At the time of the story. Fuego joined a short-lived protest. Short-lived protest. He protested the protest. You know what? Actually, that's actually funnier. What if he wasn't protesting against the art festival? He was joining a protest that was protesting a protest against the art festival. That's actually funnier. Joined a Fuego led a protest against a protest. Showcase on its opening day. Fuego led a protest against the grand showcase on its opening day. Protest against a protest against the grand showcase on its opening day. It's dissipation. To its dissipation minutes after it began, hours after it began. A protest being hours long is like typical, right? Less than minutes after it began. It may seem obvious, but Fuego Zipper Saddle is not his real name. Rather, it is a pen name that he adopted in order to remain anonymous. He is famous, and to some infamous, for his short stories, which feature satirical parodies and allegories of current political events, especially those in his home country of Portugal. Despite his desire to stay unknown, he has occasionally made appearances to sign copies of his anthologies while wearing outrageous masks and putting on equally absurd character voices. I think actually it's supposed to be whilst. Fuego led a protest against the grand showcase on its opening day, which led to its dissipation less than 20 minutes after it began. Good. Okay, so that's literature. So let's do... Thank you. Let's do a martial artist next. So we did Cash and Lycea. So we have Master O, Omar Oldie, Sergeant Mulaney, Zagais Isast, and Amaveli Tutlio. He's a musical artist. We have 4 of these fellows. Master O. All right. I didn't have anything in particular in mind, so we'll go ahead and do Master O next. Now, Master O, his specialty is the spinning roundhouse. Which I like saying Master O. His specialty is the spinning roundhouse, which, if correct me if I'm wrong, the roundhouse kick is a feature of Taekwondo. Roundhouse kick. Or is it just a thing in all kicking? Because I see Taekwondo, I see kickboxing. I see karate here. Muay Thai. I think it's just sort of a spinning roundhouse. Which never connects. Are you implying that the roundhouse kick sucks? How dare you? The roundhouse kick is cool, okay? I mean, maybe it's not the most practical. I mean, it may like telegraph your attack from a mile away, but if you're really fast, you know, it'll do a lot of damage. Did Tabletop Gamer 17 tell you to say that, Wolf? So Master O can basically be from anywhere we want. I'm implying that his roundhouse kick sucks. It's not very nice. Well, you know what? Okay. In canon, Master O never misses. Never misses a roundhouse. He's the best roundhouse kicker in the world. Okay, maybe not in the world, but he's really good at them. Where should he be from? I'm thinking somewhere in Europe, personally. Let me check. Let me look at a map of Europe. The delay is more than 30 seconds. Yikes. Yeah, I did say I was going to look into that, didn't I? Chat. Delay. I might have to mess with this later. Abu Dhabi? Is Abu Dhabi a country? That's a city, isn't it? Abu Dhabi. It is the capital of the United Arab Emirates. It is also the capital of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Okay. I like Nigeria and Abu Dhabi. Could be from Oslo. That's why they call him Master O. Honestly, I don't know why he's called Master O. I just like the name. It seemed like a name a martial artist would have. I don't know. Oslo. I kind of like United Arab Emirates personally. But what do you call somebody from the United Arab Emirates? Mogadishu, Mogadishu, Somalia. Oh, Cap, welcome to the stream, Cap. Haven't seen you in a while. How's everything going for you? People from Norway are Vikings? No, they're not. They're called Norwegians. United I can't even spell Emirates. Demonym. A person from the United Arab Emirates is called an Emirati. Emirati. Azerbaijan? Let me write these down. Somalia. Does Azerbaijan exist anymore? Is that not one of the countries that like doesn't exist anymore? Or am I going crazy? Emirati. Did we ever... Hold on. It's at the crossroads of Southwest Asia and Southwestern Europe. Okay. Yeah, I could have sworn it didn't exist anymore. We never gave Fuego a thingy. A funny thingy. I don't know what to call these. Flavor text, I guess. I mean, all of this is flavor text, but... Favorite... Favorite, What's something he'd would say is his favorite thing? Kenya. Not sure what you're going for. Oh, so so each of the characters has what school of art they do, what nationality they are, and then like the third thing is like just like a little short blurb, like one of their superlatives, you know. So like Melvin Mondo, favorite holiday, locomotive day, you know. Uzel, favorite fork, salad fork. Or Belhest Flake, eats waffles cold. You know, just like a little favorite pizza topping, mushroom. So it's sort of like I don't know what to call it. That's the problem. I'm having trouble putting a name to it. But it's like just a little blurb. Favorite saying, fight fire with fire. I like that. I do like that one, actually. I get it, though, because, like, fuego. Fire with fire. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Wolf. I appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and that you have a good weekend. Thank you for coming to the stream. Fight fire with fire. Okay. Sheesh. Now I can move on to back to Master O here. So, Master O, he's from the Emirates, and he's really good at kicking things. What's his deal? What's his backstory? He's also barefoot. For anybody in chat that happens to care about the foot region. He is chronically barefoot. And I mentioned this last time, but fun fact, Master O is the only character whose character art in which his feet are visible. So that's pretty cool. Used to be a shoe salesman. I was a man of culture. Also, I see tabletop that you managed to get verified. That's good. Sorry if that was like a hassle or whatever. I don't know what the process is for that, but I didn't want bots coming in here. I'm paranoid of bots as is. So he used to be a shoe salesman, but one foot only has one toe. I guess that could be true. You only see his right foot. How I wonder how I can combine those two things. He was a shoe salesman that only has one toe on one foot. That'd make it very difficult to stand up, huh? Or maybe that's the point. Maybe he was like, I'll prove to everyone that I can be the greatest kicker in the world with only one leg. But shoe salesman. I don't know. Maybe he was a shoe salesman, right? But a freak shoe accident caused him to lose all but one toe on one foot. And from that day forward, he swore that he developed the greatest spinning roundhouse the world has ever seen. With one fast toe kick. Because he'll learn to be fast with one toe. Like he pokes you in the eye. You know? It's like a little it's like a dagger, you know? It's his big toe, right? You know? It's like a scorpion tail, you know? You know, he lifts it up, you go right in the throat. Barefoot, one toe roundhouse kick. Chat, I don't know if we can. Chat, I don't know if the shoe salesman angle is something we can work into this. I don't know. I'm seeing it as a challenge. Jack of none, master of one toe. Yeah, that he calls himself Master O because the O looks like his big toe from the front. You know, like it's like pointing at you. It that's so stupid. for the first half of his adult life. See, this is exactly why I love to have chat for this kind of thing. I couldn't have gotten here without you guys. A man who sells shoes but never wears them. That's the challenge. For the first half of his adult life, Master O was a humble shoe merchant. One day, as he was trying on a steel-toed boot. He was trying on it. Why? Okay, if he's the salesman, why is he trying on the boot himself? I guess. Okay. One day, he tried on a... Okay, I know where I'm going now. One day he tried on a steel-toed boot in order to demonstrate its quality. He dropped a brick on his foot only for the steel toe to fail. Before he became a shoe salesman, he lost his toes. I have an idea. So he's gonna try on these boots for a customer. He's gonna drop the brick. It's gonna fail. He's gonna cut his toes off. And then, in revenge, you know, he finds out who sold him this boot. That was so, like, horrible that it failed instantly. And then, out of spite, he's going to track them down out of revenge and kick them with his toe. You know, it's a classic revenge story. He has to drop his nunchucks or sword. I think at this point he was well, it would be funny if he was already a martial artist. What if he was looking to break the record of time it took to destroy a steel toe boot by kicking it on things? He obtained the world record but lost all of his toes except for his big toe. Witnesses claim the final kick that did the boot in was so powerful that they recommended that Master O could be a kicker man. What? How did we get here? How did we get here? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I kind of like it though. Okay. So, okay, how about this? We add a little bit of intrigue, right? So, he's a shoe salesman, right? But, you know, it's slow business, right? So in order to get foot traffic, no pun intended, to his store. He does this publicity stunt where he brings in Guinness World Records and he like just starts kicking things, right? You know, to show off the quality of the boot as well. You know, like, look at how good our shoes are, that I can kick 5,000 things in a row and still be fine, right? You know, most amount of, I don't know, vases kicked in a row. Something stupid like that, right? But then something goes wrong and it cuts his toes, right? Now he's the one-toed wonder. To drum up publicity for his business. The world record for. He just shows up, puts his foot on a pedestal with like a little spotlight. The drum publicity for his business. He attempted to break the world record for. What's a world record in which you kick things? World record for. Let's see. Are there any real kicking related world records? But never call him Twinkle Toe. Ever. That's the last mistake you'll ever make. Kicking world records. Most push kicks, most jump kicks, most leg kicks, fastest time to kick 5 soccer balls. Most stuffed animals punted over a wall in 1 minute. Most kicks of a vacuum cleaner. Okay, this is off topic, but somebody kicked a vacuum cleaner 235 times. Most football goals scored. Most boards broken by a 3-year-old in 45 seconds. Before giving up. Okay. He attempted to break the world record for most kicks against a brick wall in 1 minute while wearing steel-toed shoes from his store. This has gone in a weird direction. From his store. Most kicks against a brick wall in 1 minute while wearing steel-toed shoes from his store. He succeeded with a whopping 193 kicks. Okay, he succeeded with a whopping 193 kicks. But His steel toe failed him, and all his big toe were severed from his left foot. Sorry, I have to jump. Screen keeps freezing. Can we hear the ending? Sayonara. Alright. Sorry that it's not working for you. I'll have to figure out everything. I'll have to see if anything is wrong on my end. But thank you for coming out. I appreciate you being here. Sayonara. Screen keeps freezing. Okay. But his steel toe failed him, and all but his big toe were severed from his left foot. His business was devastated. And he sought revenge. The manufacturer of the shoe that ruined him. In so doing, he trained his newfound kicking skills. He trained his newfound kicking skills and became the master kicker he is today. Lust for revenge. He abandoned his lust for revenge? Or maybe he's just channeled that, into something else. He trained his newfound kicking skills and became the master kicker he is today. Although he is today, despite his single toe. Despite his single toe. He gave up his quest for revenge. Still channels in his fierce roundhouse. Okay. For the first half of his adult life, Master O was a humble shoe merchant. Desperate to drum up publicity for his business, he attempted to break the world record for most kicks against a brick wall in 1 minute, while wearing whilst wearing steel-toed shoes from his store. He succeeded with a whopping 193 kicks, but his steel toe failed him, and all but his big toe were severed from his left foot. His business was devastated. Devastated? That's a real word? It was just gonna let me do that? Devastated. And he sought revenge on the manufacturer of the shoe that ruined him. In so doing, he trained his newfound kicking skills and became the master kicker he is today, despite his single toe. He gave up on his quest for revenge, but still channels that fury into his fierce roundhouse. To his fierce signature move, the Scorpion Stinger Roundhouse. There, that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more intimidating, isn't it? Now, he's in Mieus because Master O the signature move, the one-toe roundhouse. Yeah, the Scorpion Stinger Roundhouse. Or the Twinkle Toe Roundhouse. I feel like maybe he'd have good humor about it at this point. The Twinkle Toe Roundhouse. You don't want to get hit by that. It's lights out for you. There's a trainer, coach, and laying on the ground from a TKO. That's a good one. As a trainer, well, you don't need judges. You need well, you do need judges for a fight, right? To determine who wins a fight. Say judge for the interdisciplinary tournament. Volunteered as a judge. The interdisciplinary tournament at the Grand Showcase. And now, little flavor text feature. Favorite shoe? None. Hates them. He's gotta let those doggies breathe, you know? Let me see here. Hold on. Let me check something right quick. Ocean earlier said that he was freezing. The screen was freezing. Is that an issue for anybody else in chat? I know that the message delay is really bad for everybody, which I apologize. I'm not sure if that's on me or on Twitch or whatever. But is the stream freezing for anybody else? Negative. Okay, good. Okay, so that was the martial art. We'll do a musical one next. So Amavili Tutlio, he specializes in tuning instruments, and I guess general. It is freezing for you guys? Okay, well that's a problem. Huh. See, I'm not literate enough in the Twitch technology in order to know exactly what the problem is. Let me see. The output. Streaming. Coder. It could be. I mean, it could be on your end. If it's not happening for Cap, but it is for you guys, then it may just be on something on your end. Okay, Emmy Warble. I think she specializes in harmonize, so she's a singer. Ottawa Stefane. Hold on, I don't actually remember what her deal is. Creative game right here. So cool. Ottawa Stefane. No. Sting. She specializes in sting, as in like a orchestral sting. So she's like a conductor. Ray Mac Rhodes specializes in the country song. The Ostentatious Rib specializes in the diss track. And those are our options. We have 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 4 options here. Let's do rib. Let's do the rib man. The ostentatious rib is definitely American. Now, if it wasn't obvious, the ostentatious rib is a rapper who specializes in diss tracks, just for, for anybody that's on his mind. He's not a big rapper or anything. Well, maybe he is. I don't know. In this universe, maybe he is. Like, sort of in the same vein as, like, people who get famous for just being a hot mess. Like, I hate to invoke this name, but kind of like the Island Boys, Kind of like the Island Boys. They're famous because they're just so bad. They're fun to marvel at and make fun of. Or like, what is, Rebecca Black? I'm an island boy, the island boy. Yeah, that guy. So maybe we could take it from that angle, where like, but he's managed to stay relevant just because of his quality content, His real name is going to be like something really basic, like George Banks. George Banks. George the ostentatious rib Banks. He's from Kansas City, where they make good ribs. Yeah, I don't know why his name was the ostentatious rib. It just sounded right. A friend pointed out to me, like, is that a parody of the Notorious B.I.G.? Like the ostentatious R.I.B. I'm like, well, that wasn't my intention, but that kind of works out a little, doesn't it? George the ostentatious rib Banks. After his prominence, after his rapper who rose to prominence after his diss track of we can make up another rapper here. George the ostentatious rib Banks is a rapper who rose to prominence after his diss track of notable rapper. Somebody give me a rap name in chat. Any ideas? Just the name of just something that sounds like it could be a famous rapper. I mean, it could be a real person's name. Spokane Devil. Spokane Devil. Okay. I like the I'm assuming the misspelling of spoken is on purpose. Viral online. Rose to prominence after his diss track of notable rapper Spokane Devil went viral online. Casey Lamb Chops. Like it's like a rival. It's like his rival. Spokane Devil. You know, devil and lamb are somewhat related, you know. Spokane Devil Lamb Chops. That's a little long, though. I think I'm actually going to keep it the way it is. Went viral online. Ignore. The rapper who rose to prominence after his diss track of notable rapper Spokane Devil went viral online. Oh, it's perceived quality was. The internet, music video for months. Months? A meme doesn't usually last for like a month. The internet ridiculed Rib, the diss track, and its accompanying music video. Where you would expect a instead. Persona went all in. Diss tracks and producing numerous other diss tracks. The likes of I guess I need more names. Maybe like 3 rapper names. Other producing numerous other diss tracks against the likes of Casey Lamb Chop, the dub, the I like DJ Blunder. It's the likes of producing numerous other diss tracks against the likes of Casey Lamb Chop, DJ Blunder, and even and even we have to have at least one Lil. Does the apostrophe go before or after Lil? Does it go in the middle? I don't know if I've ever had to type it out before. Lil. I guess there isn't an apostrophe. It goes before. If you need to use one. The likes of Casey Lamb Chop, DJ Blunder, even Lil Lit. I like that name. DJ Blunder and even Lil Lit. It's not necessary. Okay, I believe you. I think it looks better without it. DJ Blunder and even Lil Lit. Public perception has begun to more legitimate. Shifted. Listeners have begun to more legitimately respect Rib's work. Albeit as a form of satire. Rib's work. Okay. That's what I said. No, it's not. I switched the I and the E. George the Ostentatious Rib Banks is a rapper who rose to prominence after his diss track of notable rapper Spokane Devil went viral online for how low its perceived quality was. The internet ridiculed Rib, the diss track, and its accompanying music video for about a month, where you would expect the talk to die down. Instead, Rib embraced the so bad it's good persona and went all in, producing numerous other diss tracks against the likes of Casey Lambchop, DJ Blunder, and even Lil Lit. Public perception has shifted. Over time. And listeners have begun to respect Rib's work more legitimately, albeit as a form of satire. Rib to the Rib came to the grand showcase to film his latest music video inside the Babylopticon. It's the There's a couple of smoke houses I might be looking at them for commercials. You know, that really does sound like something that happened in real life. If there was a rapper, if there's an internet rapper named the Ostentatious Rib who became a meme online, you know that like Arby's or like McDonald's or Wendy's or something would try to get him on a commercial. You know, that certainly sounds like something that would happen in real life. Showcase to film his latest music video. His music video inside the Babylopticon, in which he something or other You know what? I do like that idea, though. Came to Mieus to film a... Well, It would be an American company that would probably hire him for that, right? Showcase in order to film his latest music video. The Opticon. In which he would be freestyle dissing pieces of art he came across. Okay. I think that'll work for the rib. Full rack is getting the attention of a few popular smokehouse. Yo, yo. It's the full rack, the ostentatious rib. Come and get some. There's plenty for all of you. I'm not a rapper, by the way. Favorite. How do I say that? You know, that's an interjection, isn't it? Interjections in rap music. Oh, okay. They actually are called interjections. I found a rap dictionary for interjections. So I'll read through these. Tell me, based on the vibe you get from the ostentatious rib, which one do you think would be his favorite one to use? Okay, here we go. I'm not going to read all of them because some of them are explicit, but here we go. So we got Ayo. We got Ayo, boy. You know. That's a classic. Facts. Gang, gang. That's a classic as well. Hush. I don't actually know what that one. Ish. Mwah. Mwah. Oh. One love. Peace out. Shh. Psych. Slatty. Straight up. Word. Word up. You dig. Yo. Some of these are good ones. I didn't see anywhere though. I don't know how you'd spell that. Or he could have his own interjection. Like he's eating ribs, you know, he got you know, nom. I kind of like burr or gang gang. Okay, now we're good. Performing. Gershek, Matt, Chelby, Wamelin. There's only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4. So Gershek is a dancer. His specialty is impassioned routine. So he's sort of like a what do you call it? where you dance. Interpretive, no. Yeah, like interpretive dance sort of stuff. That's what he's into. Matt Cross is his specialty is yes and. So he's like an improv comedian. Premier Chelby is a mime. And Wamelin Woa, I think her specialty is tango? Yeah, tango. I think I'm gonna do Premier on this one. I think I already have sort of an idea of what he's like. Yes, and guy. You know, there's only 4 left here. We could just do the rest of the performing artists, maybe? We'll see. I'll do Premier, and then I'll do Matt Cross. So, fun fact. Premier Chelby is actually a character from one of my plays. I'm a playwright, right? I haven't written a play in a while, but the last one that I wrote, or the second one that I wrote, is the one Premier is from. So that's a fun fact for you. I don't know if they're... This game is not necessarily canon to that play, but that play is canon to this game, if that makes sense. A mime. Gonna have company soon. Well, thank you for coming out, Wolf. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. A mime who seems to have the ability to make objects. Have the ability to make the objects he creates. Skull presence. Physical presence. Watching you progress. Gotta go. Love what you're creating. Thank you, Tabletop. Thanks for coming. Hope you have a good one. He's the leader of a large troop of mimes that have sworn themselves to silence, although he is trying to slowly wean them off of this behavior. Short phrases around them and the same. He and his troop came to Miaeus seeking refuge. Refuge from the No. He and his troop came to Miaeus. It's used with the knowledge of its reputation as a haven for artists. Into the grand showcase. Shall be say for opportunity for to into the city. A mime who seems to have the ability to make the objects he creates have a real physical presence. He is a leader of a large troop of mimes that have sworn themselves to silence, although he is trying to slowly wean them off of this behavior, occasionally speaking in short phrases around them and encouraging them to do the same. Progress has been slow. He and his troop came to Miaeus with the knowledge of its reputation as a haven for artists. Such as them. When they arrived, it was recommended to them that they should enter into the grand showcase. Shelby agreed, seeing it as a great opportunity for his people to integrate into the city. Progress has been slow. Clear. Good, good. Nationality French. Favorite actually, you know what? How about this? Man of some words. He's not a man of few words. He's a man of some words. He says some things sometimes. Save that. Okay. So we're at the 2-hour mark. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, we can go ahead and do one of the visual artists. But I'm gonna go and refill my water, grab a little snack, and then I'll be back. So don't go anywhere. I'll BRB. I'm back. Okay. So let's see. Bioneve Arud. Bioneve Arud. She's a portrait painter. Carrie Glifford is a tattoo artist. Ignal Sadim is a sculptor. Lumnum Chikaru is a photographer. And Ro Waker is a film director. So good choices here. I mean, we're going to do them all anyway, eventually. But which one... I'm trying to think about which one do I have like a clear idea for right now. Ignal is in the story right now. He's directly mentioned. But I do like Lumnum. Bionive. Let's do Carrie. Let's do Carrie. Now, where can she be from? I mean, I feel like she's... I kind of imagine this character as an American character. We do have a lot of American characters, but I feel like that's expected. So, Carrie Glifford specializes in a particular type of tattoo art called black work tattoos, which are basically those tattoos where it's like very, very bold shapes, you know, a lot of filled in black space, you know. It's kind of like let me see if I can find some examples. Work. The thing you might think of is like well, not tribal tattoos. Yeah, the examples here very like a lot of geometric shapes, and it's all filled in really dark. This is a picture of like this guy's basically tattooed gloves on his hand. And Carrie herself, she has a thorny rose tattoo that wraps around her neck. So definitely should try to tie that in somehow into her backstory. But how? And how? Why would somebody get a tattoo of a rose around their neck. I mean, it could mean anything, right? Maybe she just likes having a rose. Maybe she just likes roses, but like I don't want to make it like too tragic, but what if she got like caught in something, right? What if she got like caught in like a barbed wire fence or something? It was like wrapped around her, right? But she survived. And so she sort of commemorated how she survived that happening to her by putting a thorn rose around her neck because, it's like, it's got thorns. It's kind of like barbed wire, but at the end of that is something, beautiful, like a flower. That was just off the dome. It's pretty cool, huh? I really lived on a ranch when I was growing up. Now, how do you get caught in a barbed wire fence if you're not like a an animal? If you're not like a cow or a horse, you know? Barbed wire comes on spools, doesn't it? Wire. Wire spool? Yeah, it comes on spools. So maybe she was unspooling it and something happened there? Oh, that's pretty tightly wound around there, huh? Or maybe there was a discarded, like, pile of barbed wire, like in a shed or something. Or, like, sometimes maybe, like, I don't know if you've ever been to a ranch or a barn, chat, but, sometimes there'll just be, like, random equipment just in a field somewhere, or, like, in a corner of the property that's just been discarded for whatever reason. I could definitely see, like, a pile of, well, maybe that might be a bit of a stretch, but it's plausible that there could be just a bunch of discarded barbed wire somewhere in a pile, in the corner of this ranch. Or or it was like it had unfurled somehow, like on a top shelf, and then it fell down, like over her head. Taking care of the cows each morning. I went to the barn. I went to the barn to do my usual ritual of preparing the feed. But I stumbled over the into the wall. So when I got jostled, everything fell on top of me. Tangled mess. I couldn't reach my phone without fear of. I couldn't reach my phone without fear of. So I was sat there for an hour. So I sat there for an hour trying to be as still as possible. At the end, everything was alright. I was wrapped up in thorns, but at the end, everything was alright. They found me and got me out of there, but that experience stuck with me. I got my neck tattooed to immortalize it. At the end, was a beautiful flower that made everything alright. My family lived on a ranch when I was growing up. I was in charge of taking care of the cows each morning. I went into the barn to do my usual ritual of preparing their feed, but I stumbled over the feed bags and fell into the wall. The shelves weren't very sturdy, and the barn sure as hell was not organized properly. So when it got jostled, everything fell on top of me. That included a spool of barbed wire that was unfurled into a tangled mess. I was wrapped up in it. It was around my neck. I couldn't reach my phone and I was scared to move. So I sat there for an hour trying to be as still as possible. My mom eventually found me and got me out of there, but that experience stuck with me. I got my neck tattooed to immortalize it. I was wrapped up in thorns, but at the end was a beautiful flower that made everything alright. Sounds cheesy, but whatever. A lot to me. I think that's about long enough. Carrie entered the grand showcase as a participant. family lived on a ranch when I was growing up. I was in charge of taking care of the cows each morning. Into the barn morning to do my usual ritual of preparing the cow's feed, but I stumbled over it. I'm just trying to shorten this a little. Stumbled and fell into the wall. Got jostled. And everything fell on top of me. Included a spool of barbed wire, so unfurled into a tangled mess. I was wrapped up in it. And it was around my neck. I couldn't reach my phone, and I was scared to move, so I sat there for an hour trying to be as still as possible. My mom eventually found me and got me out of there. But that experience stuck with me. I got my neck tattooed to immortalize it. It was wrapped up in thorns, but the end was a beautiful flower that made everything alright. Sounds cheesy, but whatever. It means a lot to me. Carrie entered the grand showcase as a participant, showing off a tattoo that covered a man's body from head to toe. Excellent. Okay, back to the top. Okay. Literature. 1, 2, 3, 4 left here. We have about 30 minutes to go. We could probably do 1 or 2 more. Let's do Trajita. Mexican. Or Spanish. Let's go with Spanish, actually. Spanish. So, he is a poet who specializes in foreshadowing. Like subtle foreshadowing, you know? So, I know that triste means like sad or cry. Spanish to English. Okay. Trajita doesn't mean anything. It's just a name that I thought paired well. So he actually appears in the story. And he's I mean, kind of fleeting. He's only there for a little bit, but he's an anxious sort of person. I imagine he was sort of like, you know, sort of like that stereotypical poet type. You know, kind of like the Edgar Allan Poe archetype. Where he's like always ruminating and like anxious. Did I use the word ruminating correctly? Yeah. Thinking. Imagine if my microphone had been off this whole time. That would have been funny, huh? I really thought it was. I don't think I checked. That would have made me triste. Muy triste. Wait. 1, 4, 5, 6. Huh. To heat that. Okay, let me talk through this. I feel like it works better when I'm actually speaking out loud. So, he's a poet who finds that, you know, he uses foreshadowing quite a lot in his works. It's sort of like his thing, you know. Is his poetry sad? His name would imply that, but like he was born with that name, so like he probably writes like tragic poetry. Nothing like, you know, upbeat or cheery. But nothing like explicitly like creepy or horrifying or anything like that. It's just sort of, you know, classic tragedy stuff. So, at what point does he decide that he wants to write tragedies? Does he maybe have like a knack for predicting things? Can he see into the future? Maybe the poetry he writes is based off of times that he thought he saw the future but didn't act upon it. And then something bad happened. I mean, there are already supernatural elements in this universe, so it wouldn't be beyond the possibility here. Excuse me. At the What would you call it? Vision? He had his first vision, premonition. Premonition. You dream about a classmate. Stairs. Before it happened. His first, what he calls premonition. He claimed that he had a daydream about a classmate falling down the stairs a day before it happened. Mm-hmm. Since then, missions continue to come. Once or twice a month, the premonitions continue to come. Upon them. The heck was that? Did you hear that, chat? I swear. Sometimes it sounds like people are shooting off fireworks at all times of the year. Once or twice a month. The premonitions continued to come, but he never acted upon them. Foreshadowing. It's not exactly foreshadowing, but well, I know it's not a gunshot. Somebody's blowing something up. Maybe somebody needs to get their engine checked. denied that this nothing but a coincidence. Coincidence? Coincidence. Okay. He convinced himself that it was nothing but a coincidence. Next year. Upon them. Denying their viability, denying their... He never acted upon them, denying their reality? Denying their legitimacy? Legitimacy. He never acted upon them, denying their legitimacy. Upon them as he denied their legitimacy. Instead, these experiences. Instead, he wrote down each of these experiences in a personal journal. Went on. Premonitions continued. The journal grew. More abstracted and poetic. It became more and more abstracted and poetic. Over and poetic. An outward display of his desire to fictionize phenomenon. Released the best of these entries in anthology titled I See. As a poet. Now, what was he doing in Mieus? Was he participating? I don't think he would. Trahita visited the Trahita attended the grand showcase as a festival goer. Would he like or dislike fortune cookies? Least favorite snack, fortune cookie. Or something about horoscopes or something. Fortune cookies, horoscopes. Hates horoscopes but loves fortune cookies. There we go. Okay. Well, I don't think we're gonna have time realistically to do another one. So I'm gonna go over what we accomplished today. So we wrote Fuego, Trajita, Master O, The Ostentatious Rib, Premier Chelby, and Kerry Clifford, right? Those were all today, I think. Or there were a couple that I did off stream. I think I did Samuel Bristow off stream. Okay. 1, 2, for sure. Pazance I did off stream. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We managed to get 6 done today in 3 hours. Which, that's pretty consistent with last stream, in which we were able to do 4 in 2 hours. So, you know what? I'm happy with this progress. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the night. So, let me go ahead and turn this music off. Who's streaming? Assyric is still streaming today. So, we are going to... It's basically a tradition at this point. We are going to go ahead and give him a raid. So let me move on over. So that's the stream tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Everybody that was able to stick around, that is. I had a good time. I've been enjoying writing more on stream lately. If you can tell. But these 3-hour streams consistently always seem to like I always seem to wind down closer to the end, which is fine. The only problem with that is that the music is playing in the background, and apparently that's copyright claimable. So whatever. But you know, I'm just here to chill out, and you know, I still have a good time, even if there's only one of you in chat. It's nice to have anybody around to talk to, I guess. But it is unfortunate everybody had to leave near the end. We kind of lost a little bit of schmovement near the end, but that's fine. Next week, this coming Monday, we're going back to Killzone, which is definitely a different vibe from this stuff. So if there's anybody in chat that you know, is interested in Killzone, feel free to please show up on Monday. But if you're not, that's understandable. I am going to... Where was I going with that? I'm going to be doing stuff off stream. Going to be writing more stuff off stream. I ideally want to have it finished by the time the next stream comes around. So if that's the case, then my plan is going to be, I'm going to try a sewing stream. That should be an interesting time. I don't know how I'm going to set that up, but I want to try, or maybe not sewing, but like cosplay, costuming stuff, like getting all the stuff ready. So you can expect that next week, but next week, Killzone. So thank you everybody for watching, listening. supporting the stream, however it is that you choose to do so. And I'm going to go ahead and get the raid ready. Cyric. So, as previously stated, Cyric is a friend of mine. He's currently playing Dark Souls 1. So, if you don't want any spoilers for that, he's sort of he's played 2 streams of it so far. So, 2 streams worth of Dark Souls. He's about 8 hours in. So if you're not interested in spoilers, you can go ahead and head out. Thanks for coming. But if that's something you're into, I'd love if you supported my friend. And join in on the raid. So, again, thank you everybody for coming. And I hope you have a good weekend. And I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.